pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
So a little bit
follow from the one.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the RaceGearMerch.com 400, Race 6 of the 2023 Maverick Cup Series season from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. We're so glad you're joining us here tonight on JTN. As always, I'm your host, Joe Townetwork. Joining me up here in the booth, my co-hostess with the mostest, co-host, I guess you're not a hostess. He is the other half of our Maverick Night in America broadcast team, the one and only Mr. Ricky Collette. Ricky, hey, howdy ho. Welcome to Atlanta, buddy.
Hey, howdy ho, Joe. I'm glad to be here with you tonight. Gonna be a fun one, racing here at Atlanta with the Maverick Cup Series. Gonna be mixing it up a little bit tonight. Gonna be running the new banky, fast, drafty Atlanta here tonight. Gonna be a fun one. I don't think we've done it with these guys yet. They've run traditional Atlanta up until this point. This is the first time they're racing on this new surface, so gonna be a big curveball for a lot of these guys out here. A lot different racing you're gonna see tonight from Atlanta's past with Maverick Cup Series, and should make for an entertaining race.
We got about 60 more laps here tonight than we did 1 year ago. We've got 1 year ago too. Remember, it was Nick Gunther who was leading when the final caution of the race came out that was going to end the race. And the motor went out on him. And the driver of the 22 last season, last year's champion, Todd Wilson, ended up taking home a victory. Todd back with us here tonight behind the wheel of the 18 Toyota. A couple new starters in the field as well. We'll talk about them. One of them, the driver of the number 15 here tonight in Phobia MK. But Ricky, 163 laps tonight. We always, we talk about these races a lot of times, about being these events of attrition and nutrition. At times, you got to make sure you keep your snacks when you're behind the wheel of the car. How do you stay up and focused for a race like this one we're going to have here tonight?
Well, you just want to make sure that you stay alive, awake, alert, enthusiastic. It's definitely an eye and mind game here when you're racing in a draft track, any draft track, but super speedways especially, always having to be aware of everyone around you, what every other car around you is doing at all times, what line you're in, who's behind you, who's in front of you, how much momentum you're carrying. There's a lot of variables that get thrown up in the air, and it's not as easy as just putting yourself on autopilot and racing for 160 laps. There's a lot of mental games that go into every decision that you make out here, and it wears you out a little bit. You get tired after you do it.
Todd Wilson there in the 18, defending race winner, making the move from Chevrolet to Toyota this year. I believe it's the first time we're seeing him since Daytona to start the year. Same thing with driver of the number 12 here tonight, Dale Barnum. Barham. Yeah, Barham.
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 Quinton Moore in the 55 here this evening as well. Good looking car there, that Mustang. Xavier Brown, talked a lot about him. I don't see him out on track right now, but he's behind the wheel of a 2024 Ford Mustang.
2024 Ford Mustang? Joe, how could that be? It's 2023.
Well, Ricky, the new model year is like in a month or two now, so...
What?
Yeah.
Absurd. I don't believe that. I don't believe you for a second.
John Dotson's got new AutoZone. That was sacrilege. Colors on the 75 here tonight. think we've seen the AutoZone colors yet this season. There's Tate Dorsey's got a new Nintendo 64. Are they still selling the N64?
I don't think so.
Okay.
75 Sean Dodson, nice to see that. That car's been running that blank and blue the past few weeks. Got AutoZone on the car. AutoZone on the car, excuse me. I definitely just choked on my tongue trying to say that.
That's okay.
And made that blue car orange. Looks pretty sharp out there for Sean Dodson, but kept it simple, kept it clean, and kept it
mean?
Pretty straightforward. Yeah, mean.
Mm-hmm.
No stripes or anything. Just made it orange, put the AutoZone on there. That's all you need. Sponsor activation. That works.
Activate the sponsors. Bring the action. Folks, again, as always, can't thank you enough for tuning in to JTN tonight. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe. Again, doing so does help support us so much here on the JoeTow Network, JTN. You can also follow us on our social media at JoeTowNetwork on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Also, make sure you check out JTN 2 at your home for the Fake Racers podcast. No new episode of the Fake Racers podcast this week. Life going to get in the way, but we'll be back next week. There's something, if we get the chance tonight to talk about it, Ricky, there's something that's on my mind. Big news today, but heck, we can even talk about it now while we're running practice here, just everyone kind of getting a feel for this racetrack. But Legacy Motor Club announcing that they're switching over to Toyota next year. Big shake-up, 42 and 43, as well as the 84 part-time will be under the Toyota banner next season. An interesting move, to say the least, with how prevalent GMS has been with Chevrolet's development pipeline, as well as, of course, Jimmy Johnson and his historic alliance with Hendrick Motorsports and Chevrolet, or that partnership that they had for all those years and all 7 titles and 83 wins. 87, I forget how many wins Jimmy has. But
80, I think it's 83.
83 is the number that came.
I think 83 is correct.
Okay. But, so, you know, big-time movers and shakers with the manufacturer alliances.
Yeah, big-time movers and shakers, indeed. Should make for an interesting silly season, I guess. Since we're already firing it off in May of 2023. We're not even halfway through the season. Well, maybe a third of the way through the season. Maybe we're a third of the way through the season. I can't remember, but...
We're moving through the season.
Got that. Already have rumblings of a possible newcomer to the Cup next year.
Yeah, big shout-out to the, at Couch Racer on Twitter for just spoiling that announcement completely about where that driver would be going.
So a lot of interesting little
tidbits.
Take-ups going to be happening over this silly season. I don't know if you're going to get Kyle Busch leaving Gibbs level. I think that's like a 1 in every 5 years shot.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Johnson going to Toyota is definitely something I did not foresee. So
no.
Already mixing it up. Already getting interesting.
Big crash down the backstretch. We got cars flipping. Looks like we're going to qualifying.
Drivers, to your cars.
Drivers being called to their cars. And while that's happening, let's get a word with our friends from AutoSim 2. Have you ever wanted to manage your own racing team? Or what if you could go back in time to see if a particular season could have finished differently? Well, folks, have no fear, because AutoSim 2 is here. With fully customizable roster files, you can create your own world or try to recreate the past. Heck, you could even try to predict the future through AutoSim 2's Sim Mode. Don't like the passive approach? Well, then get more hands-on in Owner Mode, where you decide who drives your cars and what companies will sponsor them. Down on your luck? Well, then scout some new talent that will get you to the top. Already super successful? Try moving up the ladder or expanding to truly solidify your racing empire. However you want to play, AutoSim 2 has you covered and is now available for purchase through the Steam store for $9.99. Now go make your mark and build your legacy in AutoSim 2. Again, folks, AutoSim 2 is now available on Steam for $9.99. You can go check it out. Again, AutoSim 2 now available on Steam for $9.99. Qualifying again underway here from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Ricky, track position going to be important here tonight. We think it might be a crazy race. I already see Tom Musa right now pacing the field at a 31.747 on his first lap. And start seeing those times trickle across the top of your screens at home. Significantly slower, of course, Xavier Brown now on the provisional pole. But significantly slower than what we were seeing. They were running about almost a second faster with the draft. Not surprising, of course. Ricky, how's your day? It's a nice day here in Atlanta.
Good. It's been raining all day for me.
Yeah, Tigers game tonight got rained out at Comerica Park here in Detroit, so that was unfortunate. Going to the game tomorrow, though, the night game tomorrow. But qualifying has concluded. Ricky, take us through tonight's starting lineup.
With pleasure, Joe, for tonight's race at Atlanta with the Maverick Cup Series. It is going to be on pole at a time of 31.003 seconds. Mr. Tate Dorsey in the 6th car. Joining him on the front row is going to be car number 82, driven by Keith Hughes this evening. Allison Rodrigo in the 43 car, good qualifying run. We started from the 3rd spot. Todd Wilson in the 18 would be starting 4th. Rolling out from spot number 5 is going to be car number 15 of Bobby McKay.
MK.
Joe, correct me if I'm wrong on that pronunciation.
Bobby MK.
Sean Dotson in the 75 is in the 6th car. Sean Dotson in the 75 is in the 6th spot, excuse me. Spot number 7 goes to the 35 car, going to be piloted by Mike Carroll this evening. And car number 12 is going to be Dale Barham in spot number 8. Rolling off for position number 9 is going to be the 23 car of Tom Musa, and rounding out the top 10 in the 22 machine is going to be Benjamin Snyder. Jason Dady in car number 51 starts from spot 11, and Xavier Brown joins him on that outside line in car number 30, 12th spot. 13th position goes to the 55 car of Quinton Moore, and 14th position going to be the 27 car of Mark Snyder. And rounding out the field in spot number 15 is going to be the 7 car piloted by James Sykes. And that's going to be the starting lineup for tonight's race here at Atlanta, Joe. 15 cars, a little bit more of an intimate pack, I guess, for a draft track. Going to make for some strategy calls here for sure if we get some green flag pit stops.
That is indeed going to be the case. I think pit stops are going to be so exciting here tonight because of where the drivers have to pit and how pit lane is structured here and how fast they're going. Things get crazy at Atlanta in regards to pit lane, so we'll have to watch. Of course, the NASCAR Cup Series, when they came here earlier this year, they had changed the rule to where they had to pit on the back straightaway. We'll see if that ends up being the case here tonight with Maverick, but it's going to be entertaining tonight if we get to those green flag pit stops to see how these guys attack the pit entry.
Don't see it.
So happy hour underway here. Everyone getting their last little bits of testing and tuning done. Trying to figure out what the best way to go around this Atlanta Motor Speedway is going to be, Ricky. You just want to have a tuned up lead foot behind the wheel of your car tonight, right?
Yeah, you're just gonna hit that pedal to the floor and then never look back.
Generally how these tracks go.
You see these guys right now trying to get some practice while they have practice, but they try to get some drafting rehearsal out here. Some of these guys right now, you see the 12, the 43, the 18, all kind of running together. A lot of what we're going to see tonight, I think it's going to be line dependent, Joe. You see the 18 get to the outside wall, 43 going around.
That's not good. Oh, here comes 27.
Ooh, that's a big clobber right there.
Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. That's a broken femur. Hate to speculate on injuries, but that's a broken femur. Xavier Brown, the dark horse tonight. Behind the wheel of a dark horse.
Behind the wheel of the funny horsey.
I believe it's because that's the performance Mustang now, right? It's the Dark Horse edition, I think, on the 2024 or something like that. Watch how the driver of the 30
You are correct, Joe.
does here. Yeah, I was. That often isn't the case. Ricky, I'm not gonna lie to you if I didn't, and say that I'm not terrified of how this race is gonna go, but I'm terrified because this track is just so treacherous for these drivers. Such a narrow surface if something goes wrong. So you'd everyone attack the racetrack a different way. Things could get a little crazy, maybe a little out of hand here tonight. Ricky's got nothing for you folks at home. I apologize for that. Do you, Ricky?
Cars go fast, Joe.
Interesting. It's a good point.
I know it's a bold statement, but cars do indeed go fast.
Folks, we're going to open up our JTN poll for the night and ask you... Oh, we can do a Q&A? Should we do an AMA while we're streaming tonight?
An AMA?
An AMA?
An AMA or a Blama?
Apparently we have that option now. Let's start a poll, though. Question for the night. Do race cars go fast? Yes or no?
Usually, yeah.
Usually. Alright, looks like both the cars we were waiting on to make their way out have made their way out, so that's good. So Ricky, how's life going?
It's going pretty good.
Yeah? That's good. You enjoy it?
What, today?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Got a whole lot of nothing, huh?
whole lot of nothing or a whole lot of something. You never know.
Whole lot of something.
All right, who's the 25% that said race cars do not go fast?
That's a good question.
I'm throwing hands. We lobbed up like the easiest one. Yo, get the plywood.
Plywood?
Paddling.
We're not paddling our viewers, Ricky. Oh my
What can we
goodness.
do then?
What?
And what can we do then? This is a travesty.
Tate Ben's in that car. In the 22. Race gear merch car. Ricky, you're wild.
Or am I mild?
Now it's 33% said no. Now it's 29.
Now they're just doing it out of spite.
Well, as long as they're voting. As long as you make your voice heard. JTN is a democracy after all. Bristol's just the dictator for life. Cheated, but I got this race. Oh man. And Tate says by the poll question, depending on who is driving, it might not be as fast. So maybe some of the fans taking some liberties with the question we asked. Good point. Happy hour coming to an end. Drivers taking their positions on the grid as we wait the command to get engines fired from the Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Waiting to get going here, Joe. Everyone lined up on pit road.
They're still missing. You've got everyone now.
Drivers, start your engines!
Rivalry on the front row here tonight as Tate Dorsey took home the pole position in the number 6 with Keith Hughes to the outside in the 82. Saw those two collide coming to the end of the race last week at Richmond. Also Rodrigo and Todd Wilson there on row number 2 with Fabio MK. And Sean Dotson on row 3. Row 4, the 35 with cream-filled Beavers Dodge of Mike Carroll with the 12 of Dale Barham on the outside. Tom Musa in the fill-in role for Roger Nebelsack in the 23, and Benjamin Snyder in the 22, rounding out your top 10 here tonight as we prepare for 163 laps of racing action from the reconfigured and new Atlanta Motor Speedway. Ricky, you buckled in? You ready to go?
I'm all set to go, Joe. Are you all ready to rumble?
I am ready to rumble. I am ready to rock and roll in this house that Chase Elliott built at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Tate Dorsey with control. Was that sacrilege to say that? I don't know. They reconfigured it so Chase could win, but Tate Dorsey took the pole here tonight. As we get ready to start this race, green flag, we're underway here from the Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Tate Dorsey gets an early lead here on the 82 PQs. They're trying to work together here to get some distance on the 43 Rodrigo. You see the 15 to McKay getting to the inside of the 43 Rodrigo. Looks like Rodrigo actually slipped up the track a little bit there, Joe.
Car's very slow here to start this race, and actually looks like we're slowing down for the first caution of the night. I don't know what happened to the 23 of Tom Musa. Oh, Mark Snyder. Oh, there was a big wreck. Oh. Oh, look at Mark Snyder. Like the 27 car will be out of this race. Another replay. And we need to go on board with driver the number 30 here through this wreck. Xavier Brown. You get a good view of this one. Starting behind Benjamin Snyder. Oh, he got pushed into the wall there. So first caution of the night takes out a couple drivers here early on, Ricky. An unfortunate way to start this race.
Tough way to get started on this race indeed. You got these three guys down on pit road here. Barm getting some of those dents pulled out. Not a lot of damage on any of those guys, so maybe they'll be have a little bit of a saving grace there.
Gilles gets ready to enter the Geico restart zone. And they'll go one more lap. They confuse me when they double up, Ricky. Folks, again, great crowd as always here from Maverick Night in America. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe. Again, doing so is always a big help, and we can't thank you enough, as always, for tuning in. I'm Joe Twansky, joined by Ricky Collette up here in the booth this evening. Again, please, oh please, make sure you hit that like button. It does do so much to help support us here, and as always, cannot thank you enough for all of that support here on the JoeTowNetwork JTN. Getting ready to restart. I'm gonna lap 5 of 163. Gonna have 159 laps left in this one. So plenty of time. Make up some spots if you're towards the back. We enter the Geico restart zone. Green flag. We're back underway here from Atlanta. And slowly getting up to speed here through turns 1 and 2. 2 cars stuck on the outside. That's the 15 and the 35.
Hey, hanging on to this lead a little further back. See Todd Wilson racing with the 15K. Again, a big pitch from the 35 of Mike Carroll on the 75. On the inside, the 75 of Sean Dawson got a good run here. 35 goes a little too high up the track. That leaves a 15 on his own. You see Dotson just pulling on the wind on that 18 car.
Big slice and dice from the 15 to get in front of the 35 there towards the back of this lead draft. Allison Rodrigo up into second. Going to be looking for the lead is driver number 43. Moose has got Barnum to his inside here toward the back of the field. 12 car going to go on by. Up front, side by side, it's Mike Carroll to the inside of Benjamin Snyder. Snyder going to come down, make some contact there. They get back pulled apart. James Sykes in the 7 also coming into the fray as the 22's up into the outside wall through 1 and 2. Oh, he pulled it off the wall. Contact with the 55.
Hard in the outside wall for the 55.
They're wrecking down the back. 12 taken out of it as well. Caution going to be out for the second time here tonight. Big crash down the back straightaway. Oh. The replay of it here. What a hit from the 55. And then you see the 12. Contact with the 51 of Dady. Did more. The 55 just caught up in it. Go on board with the 55. The 22 up to the right. He's just gonna pull off the wall. Oh, what a heavy hit, rookie.
Absolute wallop of a hit.
On board with Tom Musa in the 23. He's going to get a good look at this incident as he drives through it. And on board with 12. American Kansas Society car. Oh. 12 is around on the backstretch live now. Uh-oh. 22 is also... Okay, so we got a lot going on. Let's, take a look. It's in a book. This is slowing down for the caution. Just 50... Oh, my... Ricky, I don't know what's happening.
I don't know either, Joe.
55 and Morse trying to slow down. Benjamin Snyder. And 12's going to go around here on the back straightaway, too. I don't know how or why. He's gassing it up just into the back of the 23. Don't know what that was for. You have any explanation there, Ricky?
I do not, Joe.
When I look at it. You just tell us when we're going back green, alright? I don't know, maybe the 12 thought 23 ran into him? No, because 23 is ahead of the 12. Oh, man. 22 car going to be out of this race. Benjamin Snyder. All right, so Tate Dorsey going to have the lead here for the restart on the bottom. Elson Rodrigo to the outside, and then driver the number 43 is doing a good job here tonight. Keith Hughes, Todd Wilson, Sean Dotson, Bobby MK, Mike Carroll, Xavier Brown, Tom Musa, and Dale Barham. Ready to enter the Geico restart zone. And here we go. Green flag. We're back underway.
Tate gets a good jump here on the rest of the field. Of course, he's still got that lead. Keith Hughes following him. Sean Dotson trailing in that third spot. You see Elson Rodrigo stuck on the outside line with the 15. I don't think they got the numbers up there, Joe.
They don't, and Todd Wilson was able to get down into the bottom. He was on the outside there. Got down in front of Mike Carroll in the 35. He'll move up into fourth. Rodrigo in the 43 falling back. MK as well. 15 car going to be able to get to the bottom. This is a home race for Napa Auto Parts as Dotson's looking for second off of turn 2.
'82 trying to get that run on the outside, getting a big push by the 18 of Todd Wilson, not able to do anything with it.
Dotson down the outside line in front of Keith Hughes. Here comes Mike Carroll to the inside in the 35. Xavier Brown in the 30 also starting to make some moves up through this lead pack. Meanwhile, Tate Dorsey loves what he's seen as the car's around into the wall.
Keith Hughes around. Did he save it?
Barham coming back up the track. Almost contact. There goes Jason Daney.
And he saves it, Joe.
We stay green.
Try to come back and look at this, Joe. Looks like the A2 Keith Hughes caught the outside wall coming through the trial hole and just got loose on his own.
Replay what happens here with Keith Hughes. You see he hits the wall and then just around in front of traffic. Kept the car going straight, though. But now, a couple cars have fallen off the lead draft. The 82, the 12, 51. Now leaders all single file. Tate Dorsey, Mike Carroll, and Xavier Brown, your top three.
Nate Dorsey hanging on to the lead here. Joe in second is Mike Carroll. Xavier Brown in third. Fourth spot goes to the 15-car McCain. Rounding up top 5 is Allison Rodrigo. The 12-car Barn, the 51 Jason Dady, and the 82 Keith Hughes, and the 55 and Moore all in kind of tough spots right here outside the draft, just sort of hoping that they get another caution at some point.
Are we at that wait and see portion of the race? Or of the run, at least?
I think so right now.
Okay. Alright, folks, that's Maverick Night in America. You can get your Maverick Night in America t-shirt on the JTN merch store, $22.99. You can go check it out. Now available on the JTN merch store. Scratch that, it's even cheaper. It looks like it's only $22.
Nate Dorsey still hanging on to the lead here. You see Xavier Brown just kind of looking around a little bit. Got right down on the paint there. I don't know if that's a... I think these guys are going to be getting a little bit more gutsy with these setups every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Every single lap, I should say, as we get through this, kind of figuring out how that draft works, how these lines work, how you can kind of set up a slingshot. But right now, I think a lot of these guys just running around just trying to get that handle for what the wind's doing off the back of the 6 and the 35 here.
Watching these tires start to go, you see MK able to get to the inside of Brown for the 3rd spot. Trying to see these guys fight in that tight handling condition. Pretty car gonna probably get sent to the back of this freight train here since he got up a little too high. Wilson gonna go up a little bit, get some side draft off the left rear quarter of the 30. Also believe we're coming up on lap traffic. That's 55 of Quentin Moore. Didn't mention it in our open, but race winner tonight gonna get a t-shirt with their car that they win with here tonight on it, courtesy of racegearmerch.com. RJ asks, what game is this? It is NASCAR Racing 2003 season by Papyrus, the predecessor for iRacing. This is the Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's 2022 edition of the track, I believe. And from John Norton, running the Bullring Gen 6 2015 mod.
Nate Dorsey still leading here. You see that McKay's gotten into that 3rd spot, though. A big shakeup right now as Todd Wilson kind of stuck on that outside line, gets some help with Xavier Brown, Sean Dotson, and the 23 Tom Musa. So they're starting to kind of get 2 groups splitting up here, Joe.
Keith Hughes down on pit lane, the 82. Looks like he's got a flat tire, Ricky. Tires might come into play for these drivers tonight as well, it would appear. I know, obviously, Keith went for a little bit of a spin, but I still wouldn't expect to lose a tire to superspeedway. What is a pseudo-superspeedway. Unless we're running low on fuel, then we will be in for a long evening. Jason Dady in the 51 going to go a lap down here in his Toyota.
Keith Hughes has actually tried to catch the 51 Jason Dady here, so these two might be able to work together a little bit.
He's got fresher tires, too. He's going to get out of his way, it looks like. Going to make some contact with the wall on pit lane. Xavier Brown in the 30. So he's all by his lonesome on pit road. Might prove costly.
Keith Hughes coming back down on pit road all by himself. Joe, we got a car in the outside wall. Mike Carroll grabs the wall in the 35. That's up from the front of the track, and Mike Carroll goes around by himself on the back straightaway. See if he can keep it off the wall, and he just bips it.
That Dodge Dart is going to be running a little bit off here. I have to think driver 35 will try to come down pit lane this time to get those tires changed after sliding all down the back straightaway. The 15 car, MK, misses pit lane. Now going to make an illegal pit maneuver. That'll be a penalty for sure on the 15. Todd Wilson also down. Sean Dotson as well. 3 leaders still staying out, though, and Tate Dorsey, Alice Rodrigo, and Tom Musa. Rest of the leaders on pit lane. Dorsey going to lead them in. Hopefully got down to pit road speed. There's Musa and Rodrigo as well. We'll keep our eyes now on Todd Wilson. 30 of Xavier Brown was also back down on pit lane. Wouldn't be surprised if he had a pit road penalty.
'51 coming down, the 12 coming down.
.30 back on pit lane. There's the 23 and 6 off of pit road. Dorsey almost made contact with Quentin Moore. That could have been dangerous. MK in the 15. Gonna have to come back down pit lane here, serve a penalty.
Carroll out on track. You see where everyone kind of falls in here. Looks like Tate Dorsey is behind the 15 right now. I don't think the 15 is on the lead lap. So Dorsey really just racing with Todd Wilson for position here. But Dorsey's got that draft. Wilson's going to have to try to stay on them. If Wilson loses this draft, the 6 can basically just use the 15 as a tango partner as it is.
You know how to tango?
I know how to tango.
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 Yeah, so if you're Dorsey right now, you're content with just pushing the 15, right? He's tail end of the lead lap. They're going to try to get around this 55 of more here. He's about to go 2 laps down. Did allow Todd Wilson, though, in the 18 to catch the back of the 6. Scusi slingshot engaged. That Ricky Bobby is my best friend.
Tate Dorsey still hanging on to his lead. You see Todd Wilson starting to close back in on him. Todd Wilson is there. The next car behind them is Xavier Brown, who's in 9th, so he's not a factor in this 55. Moore and Brown actually on the same lap right now, both 2 laps down. Xavier Brown to the inside of 55. I think he's got less damage, so he's getting on by. He's using that power to get on by. 3rd spot goes to Sean Dawson, actually back in turn number 2 here right now, as these guys are entering turn number 3. So Joe, kind of... we're expecting a super speedway race. This is feeling a little bit like old Daytona.
A little bit.
Spread out, some drafting tango partners, you know.
Ah, cha 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 cha. Da 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 da.
Cha-cha-cha-cha.
Oh, I should get you started, huh? I gotta be careful of that. I don't know, Scusi. We're not dancers, right?
Yeah, we're not dancers.
2-car tandems. Are you a big tandem draft fan?
I like everything. I think it kind of got too big for its own good. Like, I think it was more fun at the beginning when no one knew what was going on. When they got to the point where everyone had like 40,000 like panels on the radios and everyone was like coordinating to never like deviate from one person.
Fake Racers Podcast learns how to dance. Coming soon to a theater near you. Ricky, you ever want to be on the Fake Racers Podcast?
I mean, you never asked me. I don't know. I don't have a webcam. I got a webcam. I'm gonna get a webcam and then ask me.
Okay. We'll sell some teas. So we should sell tickets to it. We'll rent out a gym, get some dance lessons, rent the gym out. Local idiots learn how to dance. More at 5.
Local idiots learn how to mambo.
Number 5.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Blast off. Working lap 48 now of 163 from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. RaceGearMerch.com 400. You can check out Race Gear Merch. They're going to be supplying the race winner here tonight with a commemorative t-shirt with their race car on it. Winner also, of course, every Maverick Cup Series race gets a hat. Ricky, you want to go out there and try to win one of these? Get yourself a hat. I know we made you eat one before.
It's all right. I don't wear enough hats to justify increasing my hat budget. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm fun here, Joe.
I am. You know, we're watching, I feel like you said, an old school race. I don't know if there's like a lot we can really add to what we're seeing. It's just it's kind of like those pitchers duels you see in baseball, right? Where you got two aces on the mound at any particular day. The rest of the field's pretty spread out. You see the 35 and 82 going to be battling. Don't believe this is for position at this moment. I'll give you a confirmation on that. Yep, not for position. So really only battle on track is right here for the lead. With Todd Wilson right behind Tate Dorsey in the 6, MK in the 15 trying to stave off these two leaders.
Tate Dorsey still leading here. Second spot still goes to Todd Wilson. Look a little further back here. Sean Dotson still in the third spot. Allison Rodrigo in fourth. And in the fifth position, I am not even sure. Tom Moose in the fifth position. Excuse me. I missed him. I was looking through the track and I saw 6. And I was like, wait a minute. This is right here.
Where'd he go?
Where'd it go?
Here it comes. Here it comes. Ricky, if you could have any car that you see out there on track right now, which one would you want? Like a production model of any of the cars out there.
At 15, I'd want an SS.
You want a Chevy SS? You want a
Yeah, I'd
manual?
like a Chevy SS.
I don't even know. I don't think they made those in automatics, did they? I think they were all manuals.
No, they made them in automatics first, then they made them in manuals, I think. If my brain is remembering this the right way.
People in 2013 or 14, they just didn't want another V8 sedan, did they?
I mean, it also wasn't really intended to be something that sold a lot. Because it was like a
rear-wheel drive.
You know what I mean? It was one of those, like, they were getting it from Australia, so they were just like, yeah, let's
Want something
on
cool.
there.
You want to hear the stats for that car, the production model?
Yes.
What do you think the mileage on it was? It's a V8, of course, 6.2 liter V8.
Say 18.
That would be the average if you average city and highway. 14 in the city, 22 in the highway. 415 horsepower, rear wheel drive, weighed just under 4,000 pounds. It's a cool looking car though. Too bad it didn't last.
Cool car indeed.
And folks, just staying kind of static right now. Todd Wilson sits there in second. Tate Dorsey still leading the way. Talked about Todd in a comeback tonight. Tate with, again, the N64 paint scheme. Cool little touch with the number 2 on the side. I don't know if you noticed the small 4 next to the 6, Ricky.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Makes sense.
It makes sense. That's right.
Having a fun old time just watching these guys roll around the joint here, Joe.
You're doing what?
Roll around this joint.
Up on Tom Musa. Wilson going to go ahead and push the 23. Now going to be stuck in the middle of a sandwich here.
They're splitting here. That's going to let Tate Dorsey hang on to this, but you see that Todd Wilson trying to find a way around the 23 of Tom Musa. 15, McKay down on pit road. 51, Jason Dady also down on pit road. Joe, I gotta think that means pit stops are going to be starting here soon, as Keith Hughes is also coming off from 10th position.
Pit stops are upon us as we're going to keep our eyes locked on these 2 leaders. See when they elect to make their stops. Going to go at least one more lap. I have to think the 6 and the 18, they're going to stay with each other here.
Kind of have to, really.
Yeah, right now there's no point in trying to, like, short pit the other guy, right?
Yeah, you kind of, because you want that draft.
Mm-hmm. Just over 100 laps away from the end of this one, so closing in on halfway. And Tate Dorsey, he's led the way the entire time here in this race after qualifying on pole. Watch for hands to get thrown out the windows. Gonna go another lap here. At what point do you start trying to work this race backwards? Like a road course?
Gee, you know, it's tough because there's so many lap cars out there, you really don't know who you're going to jump out with if you short pit this guy.
Mm-hmm. So you're more worried about the draft?
Yeah, that's kind of where I am. I'm worried more about the draft.
Like the NFL draft, the MLB, the NHL, NBA?
The BBC draft. They're playing cricket, Joe. They're playing cricket.
Xavier Brown has lost a motor. 18 Todd Wilson might have been a little too quick coming down pit lane. We'll keep our eyes on the 18 because here comes Wilson, and Dorsey stays out another lap. Puts Dotson a lap down. Or another lap down, rather. So 75 is pit. Here comes Tate Dorsey. Our laps to go. Barnum also down on pit lane. Nelson Rodrigo is just slow here on the front stretch. Ricky, you know what's happening here?
I'm not sure, Joe, but that's from 3rd spot there.
I wonder if the 43 is not going to make it around another lap. And miss pit entry.
Thinking that it's not going to make it back another lap.
I find Todd Wilson. Did Todd... There he is. It's like, where did the 18 go? Xavier Brown with some expletives over the radio. Looks like they got to do some more performance checks with that Dark Horse package. Race off pit road. Here comes Todd Wilson. Dorsey getting up to speed. I think Tate Dorsey is actually going to pull away from Todd Wilson here. So he might be able to... Well, I don't think he's going to get any draft off the 15, but... 6 and the 18 probably going to come back together here, just as they were before the pit stops. There goes Wilson, big move to the inside. Going to be looking for the lead here down into turn 1. Todd Wilson to the point. Kate Dorsey going to be second. Quentin Moore, Keith Hughes there in the 55 and 82. Keith is 4 laps down right now. At least he was last time. Timing scoring updated at the top of your screen. MK trying to find a way around the 35 of Carroll. I see Xavier Brown in the 30, slow in front of these guys. The 35 uses the 30 as a pick. Here comes Todd Wilson through the middle. Tate Dorsey going to try to follow him.
He makes it.
What are we, golly?
I mean, Joe, it's a little crazy, but honestly, the 15 and the 30 both are maybe not at full song just because they haven't been in the draft. The 6 needs to stay with the 18 here. You can't take any chances with the getting caught behind other people that are a lap down. He needs to be drafting off the back of this 18 if he wants another shot at this lead. As they come up on the 43 of Allison Rodrigo. Rodrigo can go high and let these guys on by. Here comes a 6 looking to the inside. And
oh,
the 35's
around.
Right around behind him. 35, Mike Carroll. 15 almost gets into him. Same spot for Mike Carroll. And the yellow flag is out, Joe.
Caution for the 3rd time here tonight. Okay, there it is. Replay of it, just again, another instance, just trying to pull the car off the wall. So caution just past halfway here for the 35 and Mike Carroll going around. No contact with the 15. As we work lap 70 now of 163. Driver's going to get an opportunity to come down pit lane, but first, get a word with our friends from AutoSim 2. Have you ever wanted to manage your own racing team? Or what if you could go back in time to see if a particular season could have finished differently? Well, folks, have no fear because AutoSim 2 is here. With fully customizable roster files, you can create your own world or try to recreate the past. Heck, you could even try to predict the future through AutoSim 2's Sim Mode. Don't like the passive approach? Well, then get more hands-on in Owner Mode, where you decide who drives your cars and what companies will sponsor them. Down on your luck? Well, then scout some new talent that will get you to the top. Already super successful? Try moving up the ladder or expanding to truly solidify your racing empire. However you want to play, AutoSim 2 has you covered and is now available for purchase through the Steam store for $9.99. Now go make your mark and build your legacy in AutoSim 2. It's Todd Wilson winning the race off of pit lane. Remember, you can get AutoSim 2 now available on the JTN, or on the Steam store, excuse me. JTN merch store, though, we got some great JTN merch, including our Maverick Night in America t-shirts. See there? One more driver back on the lead lap as well. MK in the 15 got out in front of these leaders, so she'll come back down pit lane. I believe he was a lucky dog. At caution, it's gonna give us 4 cars on the lead lap. Alright, Tom Musso was actually in the lucky dog position. Xavier Brown going to go home with a 12th place finish after losing the motor on the number 30 car. Folks, again, make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe. Again, it's a big help for us here on JTN. It does so much to help support us. We cannot thank you enough, as always, for tuning in. Got a great crowd here tonight. Always can't thank you enough, and we appreciate you so much. I say that a lot, but do truly mean it. If it wasn't apparent. We'll go back green next time by, it would appear. Ricky, what are you looking for on this restart?
I am looking for some of these guys that got stuck, got mired back in some of the lap traffic situation to make their charge. I think they're a little hungry right now. Sean Dotson and Allison Rodrigo both back up in the fight here on the lead lap, 3rd and 4th spot. They have a shot at taking the lead here, and I think they're gonna jump at it like sharks to the fish guts in the water. Joe, that wasn't really good.
Chum. They just said chum.
Or the chum. I forgot chum.
You forgot that existed. Getting ready to go back green flag racing. Todd Wilson with control here for the restart. Coming back lap 74 of 163. Green flag. We're back on our way here from Atlanta. Careful on the restart. A lot of these guys not around other drivers here in quite some time. Have to be careful how racy you get with each other.
Todd Wilson hangs out to the lead, but you see Tate Dorsey gets leapfrogged by a few guys here, slips back to that 4th spot. Keith Hughes in the 82 car, still 3 laps down, but up to race pace here, is going to be running with these guys, going to kind of act as a pick between Tate Dorsey and the 43 Rodrigo.
And if you're Dorsey, I mean, this is a terrible situation for you to be in now. You're all the way back. You don't have control of this race for the first time tonight. Just not what the driver of the number 6 was looking for.
Always looking for, but he's still got a shot here. He's just going to hang on to this draft and kind of follow this conga line around this joint.
Conga line.
Conga, yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Matt says Tate is stewing, having to be behind Keith in the 82. And Xavier, yes, at least no trips to the infield care center. That is a welcome improvement from last week after Xavier took his 30 car straight to the ambulance on the back straightaway to get transported to the local medical facility. Tense moments there with 35 and 15. MK gonna get to the inside, down the front straightaway. Trying to get by Mike Carroll in the 35. Oh, Keith Hughes spins Allison Rodrigo in the 43. The 43 car.
The 82 is going to go around into the 15. Oh, and he's going to collect the 15, and the 35 is sliding. 12's involved. Oh, here comes Jason Daney. Big hit on the 43. Oh, my goodness, Joe. That 43 is just all... And we're under caution. Guess that goes without saying, but we're under caution. But, my, oh my, that 43 is, picked up.
I'll say. Keith
Yeah, looking
Hughes.
back on it, looks like the 43 Rodrigo gets a little tight here coming through 3 and 4. Moves about a quarter of a lane up the track. The A2 Keith Hughes trying to stay on the bottom, just gets a little too close to that inside corner and hooks him. Tate Dorsey almost got collected in that. That would have been a mess, but 43 was mostly fine, but just clobbered the 12 of Barham, who was trying to get on by.
He gets a couple big shots there. Definitely going to be dizzy.
Tough for that 12 car of Dale Barham too, because he was doing about 150 going through there, Joe. But he was in that situation where when you're coming up on a wreck and the gap's there, and there's two options: either you floor it or you run into him. And I think that's what Barham ran into right there. And unfortunately, the 43 was just sliding a little too fast. Very tough break for the 43 of Rodrigo, though. We'll see if they can get that car repaired. I don't see nose damage, per se, Joe, but it took a few good shots.
I don't know if
Hughes is long on pit road here as they're repairing damage.
Oh, too many of these drivers are going to have anything major wrong. Tate Dorsey wins the race off pit road. We had in chat from, I think Scoozy said it, a debate question for us. Who's the better commentator?
Joe, I don't know if that 43 actually got shut off.
Ricky
It's
didn't
pretty
even...
quick out there. So maybe there's something left in that 43 machine. Are they saying debate like the best of all time, or they're asking us to say?
I think
who's better,
between
you or
us
me?
two. It's trying to get us to fight, so probably us two.
Oh, they spoiled the JTN Christmas show this year that we have a fist fight.
It was going to be a good skit and everything.
Meet in person, have a giant fist fight, and whoever wins is the best commentator.
I think Ricky's more entertaining.
I don't think I am.
Ricky's wilder. How about that? Is that more accurate?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. You can't fight in... Ben, you can't fight in the presence of mistletoe. There isn't mistletoe. It's not Christmas. What? Oh, but if it was Christmas... Yeah, you can fight under mistletoe. Or, my fist is gonna kiss your face, Ricky.
I'm gonna.
You're gonna go talk to HR?
No, I'm gonna. I don't know. Throw you down a flight of stairs when you're not looking.
Okay.
Is that appropriate enough, or do we gotta go?
I don't know. HR can't help you.
HR doesn't care. HR goes, hey, you said you're gonna do a fist fight. We're already cleared for a fist fight.
Remember when you signed on to do this job? Well,
remember your contract where it says you have to have a weekly fight club and also not talk about Fight Club? Oh no, I talked about Fight Club!
just over halfway complete here from Atlanta. JT's coverage of the HVRL Maverick Cup Series Race Gear Merch.com 400. I am JoeTowNetwork, joined up here in the booth by the one and only Ricky Collette. We're so glad you're joining us here tonight. Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday evening and night now. You're an East Coaster. Dorsey leading them back to green.
Then, good
Away
afternoon.
Go? I don't think...
What?
I don't... They looked like they wanted to go back green there, but then they didn't. Just don't invite Death Craver to your fight. Well, you know, that's a good idea. And I see Zach's in chat, so I wanted to just folks at home know you can check out Death Craver. It's out now. Death Craver, it chronicles the adventures of the son of a racing legend forced to compete in a top secret competition against an undefeated and deranged tactical racing squadron to keep the ones he loves safe. It's Death Craver. It's out now. You can go to ZachRogersBooks.com to find out more, to get a link. It's also available again over on Amazon. You can't... just wanted to make sure we welcome Zach, and then Death Craver is our new presenting sponsor of our 10 to Go segment too. So we'll hear more at the end, towards the end of this broadcast. But again, Death Craver, it's out now. You can go check it out. We got the link down in the video description. ZachRogersBook.com. Great flag. We're back underway.
Dorsey is gonna get around here. One more lap led for the 6-4 car of Tate Dorsey. You know, Joe, the door number, the tiny 4 is a nice touch. I would have probably put it down low though, because that just looks like 6 to the power of 4 to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that looks like an exponent.
Yeah.
Of some variety.
And Tommy's saying the 75 looks eerily like Davies' number. It does. I'm pretty sure it's the Henderson 75. And I'm
almost certain it's a Henderson 75.
I'm pretty sure Davies run it. And even if Davey hasn't, then of course the Henderson 75 driven by the one and only Parker Kligerman.
Can we call Tate Dorsey the 1296 car because it's 6 to the power of 4? 1,296 car of Tate Dorsey.
Did you do that in your head or on your calculator?
I did that in my calculator. Are you kidding? I'm not nuts.
Okay, Benjamin saying
I'm an engineer, not a mathematician. I need that calculator.
Benjamin saying it's the Bearded Motorsports 75, so there's the answer.
Bearded Motorsports?
I realized Bearded Motorsports had the 75.
They did, yeah. You didn't know that.
Oh, he's going around. Doesn't matter anymore.
We jinxed him, Joe.
That's no. Oh, Keith Hughes.
Keith Hughes. Oh no. Sean Dotson having a fantastic night. Is all banged up here. Yellow is back out, lap 88 of 163, just a little over halfway here in tonight's event.
He just got turned. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. He just got turned by MK in the 15. There's a replay. Heavy. Ugh. Good thing this wasn't an next-gen car.
The problem is, too, that 15's 2 laps down. You got to be careful when you're drafting people like that, because the 15's like 2 laps down right now, so...
Not a good look, right?
You know he didn't mean to... I don't think he meant to get in a dot on there.
But sometimes...
You just can't be leaning on these guys too tight when you're not in the race for it.
When you're that car at the lead lap, you'd hope that they'd give you a little extra room, right?
Yeah. But I'm sure Mr. Sean Dotson is not happy at the current moment here.
No, can't be happy.
I'll probably get it down here. That impact was entirely on the rear of the car, so I think that at least fares well for him of not having engine damage, but it's definitely going to mess with the handling on that car.
Yeah, well, leader's going to come down pit lane. Cars staying out too, probably trying to get a lap back. Dorsey shutting the motor off. Todd Wilson shutting the motor off.
That's unfortunate.
12 car lost the engine trying to avoid that incident. These guys all trying to save some fuel here. We're just in a holding pattern right now, Ricky. What are you up to?
I am thinking about how much my back hurts.
Folks, we got some great racing coming up here on JTN. May 4th, it's the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series from the Kansas Speedway. That's this Thursday. Then it's the Maverick Cup Series next Tuesday from Rockingham. It's going to be the throwback race from the Rock, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then we go to Darlington for the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series. Those races and much, much more, of course, live right here only on JTN. I believe we'll go back green next time by. Like to remind folks to vote in our fame poll. Do race cars go fast? 22 votes, 59% say yes, 41% say no. It's an honest question.
I mean, I guess in this day and age, you could say that it's really not fast.
Get ready to restart. Coming to lap 93 of 163 from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. 71 laps to go. Green flag. We're back underway. Musa and Carroll side by side. 35 has help from the 43 there on the outside. Musa going to be able to get up. We get single file. Keith Hughes ducks behind Dotson in the 75. 15 car still parked on pit lane. Goes Keith Hughes by the 75 of Dotson. That car most likely hurting after that last incident. Musa in the 23 goes up into third. '23 team looking for their second win of the year. First with Tom Musa in his second race of the season. Out in front, it's Todd Wilson. Their 15 car has retired. And another to the list. out of this race as the top two start to pull away, Ricky.
Top two pulling away here. Todd Wilson leading on Tate Dorsey. Tom Musa in that third spot, racing with Mike Carroll in the 35. Starting to get a few more guys here now that we have 5 cars on the lead lap. Don Dotson definitely not up to speed. That car definitely running hurting. That's unfortunate for the 75, but on the bright side, he is still on the lead lap in 5th spot, so if you can get some air on the nose there, that might help him out some. But you see the 23 of Mike Carroll going to the outside of Tom Musa here. Can't get on by him just yet, but now he's looking back out to that outside. Here comes the 43, got a big push in the 82. They're probably going to go to the outside with the 35 here.
Putting in the work right now to try to take over the 3rd spot here running on the track. Carroll's still outside of Musa here through turns 3 and 4. Again, new paint scheme and colors. Tonight it's a Dart. Usually it's been a Toyota. 43 and 82, they're both on different laps. 51 is also on a different lap. Dotson's still on the lead lap. He's behind these guys, but heavy damage on the 75s. The battle for 3rd continues to rage on here. They're still side by side 3 laps later, Ricky.
Still side by side 3 laps later. The 35, Carroll getting on by the 23 cars. Finally made that pass for 3rd. He's going to start trying to set his sights on the 6 of Tate Dorsey.
Back single file. The rest of the field is caught back up to the leaders now that they got things sorted out. Now we're going to get racy again with Rodrigo trying to get around Tom Musa. But we talked about it, lap down cars. Maybe you don't need to race those cars on lead laps so rough. Here comes Carroll trying to find a way around Tate Dorsey for 2nd. Mike Carroll having the run of his season tonight here from Atlanta in the 35. Bad luck has plagued that team. They brought new colors to the track. They brought a whole new manufacturer with them as well. Right now running in the 3rd position.
Todd Wilson in that 1st spot. Tate Dorsey in 2nd. Mike Carroll in 3rd. 4th goes to Tom Musa. 5th, Allison Rodrigo. 7th, Keith Hughes. All 7 of these cars now kind of back together, Joe, which is interesting. 6th and 7th still aren't on the lead lap. 43 of Allison Rodrigo, 1 lap down. Keith Hughes, 2 laps down. But you never know. At the rate the cautions have been coming, maybe Allison and Keith can find some ways to get back on the lead lap here. Just need a few lucky dogs to get them right as rain. But for the moment, Todd Wilson leading here at Atlanta. About a car length gap on the 6th car of Tate Dorsey at the moment.
Talked about Tom Musa back there in 4th. He had a strong outing when we were here a month or so ago, just a little bit over, with the TMP Cup Series. And he's right now running back there in the 4th position in the 23, the ski machine.
Thanks to Tate Dorsey, still following the 18 of Todd Wilson. Everyone's still kind of boogieing around single file here, Joe. You see Tate Dorsey kind of looking to the inside a little bit on Todd Wilson. Wilson went a lane up there. I don't know if that was by design.
Now watching as things stand, though, Ricky, right? You talked about Dorsey trying to find a way as that car gets a little bit tight there off the corner, really far up the track. That was a moment. I really think, though, it's just about getting to these pit stops and getting through these laps, because it's so hard to make a move by yourself. These cars, of course, it's fixed setup. Everyone rather's got the same thing underneath them here tonight. We always talk about super speedways being a tough out to make a pass. You really have to set things up. Here at Atlanta, it's 100 times tougher than, say, Daytona or Talladega, as Dorsey continues to look to the outside of the 18. Because this track is narrower, it's harder to generate a run through these corners. And more importantly, we really haven't seen any successful passes where it's been a single car getting by another. So again, it's all about playing a learning game right now, I think, if you're Tate Dorsey sitting there in a second. You're trying to estimate how far back you have to get, how far back you can get, really, to where you can make a successful pass on the number 18 car.
See the 6 looking to the outside here. Tate Dorsey falls back in line behind the 18 of Todd Wilson.
You just want to have something to show for it at night at 10.
Oh, yeah, I'm fun.
I always have fun when I'm working with you, Ricky.
I don't believe that. I don't believe your conviction.
Maybe not when you're causing a cluster for me, but, you know. Folks, again, we got a lot of great racing coming up here on JTN. It's the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series, Thursday night from Kansas. Coverage begins at 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Next Tuesday, we'll be at Rockingham, back here with the Maverick Cup Series for race number 7 of the season. And the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series next Thursday from the Darlington Raceway. Those races and much, much more, of course, live right here only on JTN.
'82, Keith Hughes is down on pit road. Allison Rodrigo also down. Both these cars laps down, so I think just coming down now to get ahead of it. Jason Dady's slow on the apron right now. I don't know if he's coming. I think he's coming down pit road as well.
Putting Sean Dotson a lap down on the 75, so that'll put the 43 back on the same lap as the 75 now. So that'll be a position that Allison in that car can gain.
Now, Joe, at this point, do we kind of got an idea of how many laps these guys could run?
It's like getting it's like 25, 26. Those two that pit, they had stayed out under the last caution to try to get a lap back, probably hoping for a quick one. We went back green around lap 93. So, or actually we went back on lap 93. So we run just over 20 laps. So really the real indicator will be when the 18 and the 6 come down, as well as the 35 and the 23. They were all on pit lane last on lap 90. Keith's saying 30-ish laps.
Todd Wilson still leading here. Tate Dorsey in second. Third spot goes to Mike Carroll. Fourth is Tom Musa. Fifth right now is still Sean Dotson, who's kind of hanging in there, Joe. Car's definitely still not at full song, but only about... Well, he's a lap down right now to these guys, but he's the first car a lap down, the only car a lap down. So Sean Dotson just needs a caution here. If you can get one, pull him back on the lead lap. But for the moment, kind of just running that fifth spot uncontested.
These drivers going to be put in a weird spot because if they want to get to lap 133, I don't think they're going to be able to, Ricky. So they're going to have to probably make 2 more pit stops after this next one, so 3 in total here for our leaders. It's going to put them in a peculiar spot where maybe if you save the rest of the way, you can maybe save 5 laps or so, only maybe need a splash or half a can of fuel. You don't come down and take tires on that last stop. Try to get yourself some track position. But again, the interesting thing with these races, when they start to come down to fuel mileage, when we get these long green flag runs and the field gets strung out, the race really becomes about the strategy that you are going to take down in the pits, and when you start setting up for that strategy behind the wheel of your race car. Because let me tell you, if you want to save fuel, so you can only take half a can, you only need half a can instead of a whole can, right? Save a couple seconds on pit lane, which ends up being 5 on the racetrack. You need to start saving now, right? Like you can't wait about. As here come Wilson and Dorsey, almost contact there. Wilson in the grass.
Oh, Wilson off in the grass. This is gonna be big for him. He did make it to the commitment line, Joe, so it might not get him for a pit lane violation here. We'll see.
And that was
turn the race on its head, though, if this ends up being a pit road violation.
And that was evasive maneuvers because of the 6 behind him, right? That's what it looked like to me, at least.
Yeah. I would say so, too. I'll go back and actually look at it, though, just to verify that I'm not just... I think you're right, because the 6 comes out so late, but I don't know, Joe. He does kind of just get to the outside there, and Todd Wilson just sitting here on pit road, not moving, Joe.
Yeah, so Wilson serving the penalty.
Oh, no, this is going to be disastrous for the 18 team. This puts it right back into Tate Dorsey's hands, but who else is out on track to challenge him, you know? We have a 35 Mike Carroll in right now.
So Musa just put the 11 a lap down. Tom Musa, I believe, currently your leader, because he's still out there on track.
18 just coming off now. I'd have to think Mike Carroll would probably be the next one that could give that 6-car a shake, maybe. But you see Tate Dorsey just went on by him there. Tom Musa is going to clear him, too, before 35 gets up to speed. So I might actually be a little wrong. Tom Musa might actually walk away with the second position here. You see Musa's catching up on the 35 at Carroll here. Carroll trying to get up to speed. These cars are slow, so Carroll's not going to be able to get up to speed. Keith Hughes going to try to give Carroll a little bit of help here.
Those two working well together. Of course, Keith is going to try to help anyone beat that 6 car. Doesn't want to see his rival Tate Dorsey win.
So Tate Dorsey is now 5.8 seconds ahead of our leader here. Tate Dorsey is 5.8 seconds ahead of our second place spot here, Tom Musa. But they're both running by themselves on track, more or less. Dorsey's trying to catch the AT of Todd Wilson here, put him a lap down, which helps Dorsey's case. But if 23 of Musa can get some drafting help, that might change things up a little bit.
So Tate Dorsey, too, is going to be catching Todd Wilson. Wilson going to have to stay ahead of this 6 to stay on the lead lap. Most likely going to need a mess up from the 6 or a caution to be able to catch back up, because now a lap behind is Todd Wilson. Dorsey's now caught Wilson, so those two will be able to draft with each other. Carroll's got help from the 82 of Keith Hughes. He sits in second. Tom Musa going to be third. These drivers still needing one more pit stop to make it to the end of this race. Ricky, it's just one of those weird times to be alive, isn't it?
Those weird times that you're just kind of watching and waiting to see what happens, yo.
You don't understand how we got here.
I do know where I've been. Here I go again on my own.
Ricky, why are you singing?
I wasn't singing much. A little bit. A tiny bit.
A tad?
A
Midgeon?
Midgeon.
But Tate Dorsey likes what he's seeing in this race, right? Like, he is good. He wants this thing to run clean and green to the end. No controversy. No problems. Doesn't want to see any other car in his rearview mirror the rest of the night. Mike Carroll, Tom Musa, they want a caution, because that's going to give them an opportunity to get caught up, as well as Todd Wilson. That's going to give those three opportunity to get caught up. Would also put the 43 back on the lead lap right now, as long as the 18 stays ahead of the 6. And this last pit stop, too, maybe an opportunity to take a little less fuel to try to save some time. But right now, what's the gap between first and second, Ricky?
Gap between first and second right now is a staggering 8.06 seconds. 35 of Mike Carroll. Getting some help from Keith Hughes, but the problem is Tate Dorsey has caught Todd Wilson, who's now in the 4th position, trying to stay on the lead lap here. So really, Dorsey, he's only incentivized to just draft with Wilson, not even try to pass him.
Stay at a safe distance, too. No need to get right on his bumper and be pushing him.
Exactly.
As he's right on his bumper, pushing him through the corners almost. Like, even this is too close, in my opinion. You stay back, you know? Remember, folks, we're also live over on Twitch, twitch.tv/JoeTowNetwork. simulcast. Get you the same perspective as you're seeing over right here on JTN. Or to stick around at the conclusion of our event, we'll, of course, talk with our top 3 finishers as we always do. Eight doesn't lift. I'll ask Matt. I'll ask him. Wrote it down. It's on my paper. Catching up to the 43 Alice Rodrigo. Trying not to go 2 laps down here.
Dorsey just staying behind this 18 and Todd Wilson using him to scoot away from that 35. He's got the gap up to 9.15 seconds. Lap 135 of 163. 29 laps to go, I think, Joe?
That number sounds about correct. I know mental math isn't your thing. We're just riding out the storm right now. That's what we're doing, Ricky. We're waiting for something to happen. There's really no battles for position on track right now. We're just watching race leader Tate Dorsey as he kind of navigates some of this lap traffic coming up on Jason Dady here in the 51. Wilson going to go on by again. The 18 staying on the lead lap as long as he stays ahead of the 6. Dady into the outside wall. I think he's going to keep that car up there. Has to be careful not to pull it off the wall. Good job there. See out of the way. Rodrigo gets on by. Here comes Mike Carroll and Keith Hughes. This 51 still getting back up to speed. Momentum, of course, important here at Atlanta, just like any other super speedway style racetrack. 51 down on the apron. And good etiquette. We talk about it a lot here on JTN, but that good racing etiquette, which you're always looking for. Todd Wilson might have a chance, too, to catch up to Tom Musa. 23 now just exiting turn 2 as Wilson goes into 1 with Dorsey behind him. And that 23 has some damage from some earlier incidents that he was involved in. Although at this point tonight, I don't know who doesn't have damage, Ricky.
That is true, Joe. I think everyone has a little bit of damage.
A little smidgen.
Midgen.
A little smidgen. Musa down on pit lane. Make his final stop.
Todd Wilson right there. Tate Dorsey look to the inside. Nothing there. Dorsey stays in line. Wilson just kind of rolling around here currently in that 3rd spot. He said Tom Musa just coming off pit road at the moment.
Slower cars, Musa in the 23 and Dotson in the 75. They're going to get navigated around A-OK. Dady now on pit lane. Mike Carroll, Keith Hughes are both on pit road. So the final round of pit stops starting to play out here.
Seconds between Tate Dorsey and Todd Wilson, which is the first and second spots. Dorsey still got to come down pit road. You got to think that's going to change when Dorsey comes on pit road. But Dorsey out there basically all by himself, doesn't want to mess up this pit entry.
Yeah. Maybe be a little more conservative this time. Was really aggressive last time. You definitely don't want to speed, because if you speed, it'll be another trip down pit road that will most likely cost you a race victory here tonight. And winner going to get a t-shirt from racegearmerch.com with their car on it. And this is the racegearmerch.com 400. Second edition of the race. Todd Wilson, last year's winner. Last year driving the 22 after Nick Gunther blew a motor in that race under caution, coming to the white flag. Wilson was able to get a victory a year ago. Now drives the 18 Toyota, running second right now with the leaders right behind him. Let's take Dorsey in that number 6 Ford. And a strong run here tonight after kind of a weird race last week. Finished third, but went a lap down right at the end. Third or second? Might have been second. Nonetheless, finished on the podium. And we'll talk with our top 3 finishers at the end of this race as well, as you continue to watch Dorsey in the 6 behind Todd Wilson in the 18. The 18 car second place, the 6 in first. Dorsey starting to back off a little bit here. Have to expect that these two will be down pit lane any lap now. Closing in on 10 to go. Now under 20 to go.
Tate Dorsey still hanging around out there, has not pitted yet. Everyone else has, so I guess Dorsey probably just trying to run this to get it to one stop.
Here comes Dorsey down pit lane. Really aggressive. He's going to go in the grass, Ricky, and that's going to be a penalty.
No, that's the same thing that... Oh, no, that's the same thing the 18 did, Joe, and he got a pit penalty.
And that might throw this race right into Mike Carroll's hands. I cannot believe Tate just did that. If you're Dorsey, you need to uncheck your tires right now. Just take... Oh, my goodness. Maybe only take right side tires here because you're going to have to stop there on pit lane and you're going to have to serve a time penalty. Please tell me he took 2. Looks like he did to try to save some of that time back. He doesn't live for the grass. Comes Todd Wilson now down on pit lane. Let's try to find the 35. Here's Mike Carroll. Carroll was running second when this cycle started. Has Keith Hughes behind him. 2 still drafting together. Dorsey is still on pit lane, Ricky. I think Mike Carroll's going to be in the catbird seat for this race because now Dorsey off.
That's going to flip everything around. But, Joe, you have to remember Tate Dorsey had a massive lead here.
He did.
So that might cushion this a little bit. We'll see. Mike Carroll's going to push from Keith Hughes there in turn 3 right now. Tate Dorsey makes contact with the 18 and goes on track. You can't do that, Joe.
They're racing for the win. They're racing for a spot right now, Ricky. I don't know what to tell you. Oh my.
Are they on?
Yes, they're on the same lap now.
How did they get on the same lap?
Because Tate was
Dorsey
sitting there. He had to sit there to serve the penalty. And now he went up the track and he's going to have to serve another one.
Oh no, Joe, you're right. And this is going to bring it back to Todd Wilson. But now, Todd Wilson's all by himself. Look at this. Mr. Tom Musa in that 23 car getting a big push from Jason Dady, who's a lap down. 8 laps down to be specific. But Musa's got some drafting help here, and he's catching up to Todd Wilson, 1.75 seconds behind the 18. We got a race here, Joe, coming close to, 13 laps to go right now. I think we're coming to 12.
That sounds right. I don't know what's going on. Tate just doesn't live for anything, does he? He doesn't live for the car coming back up the track at him. But here comes Tom Musa in the 23, starting to get a sniff of the draft off of the 18 of Todd Wilson. This will be the battle for the lead, the battle for the win here tonight from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Mike Carroll has moved up into the 3rd spot. Tate Dorsey now 4th. So we hit 11 laps to go, Ricky.
11 laps to go here from Atlanta. Todd Wilson is leading right now, but Tom Musa knows that he's been gifted a very opportune moment here. He's going to try to take full advantage of this as he gets into the wake of the 18 of Todd Wilson. Really, Joe, this is going to be down to the wire. Tom Musa, it's not a question of is he going to catch the 18. He's going to catch the 18.
He is, and
Todd
Ricky...
Wilson can't get that speed without getting pushed from somebody else on the draft. As soon as Musa's gone, Wilson loses a ton of speed. So Musa's going to use that to his advantage to close up on this 18 car. They're going to basically race each other for this, Joe. But it's going to get dicey here. Todd Wilson coming through 3 or 4, going to get into the tri-oval to take 10 laps to go.
Well, that was 10. This lap was the 10 laps to go. It's the Death Craver 10 to go. Let's see who's craving a W tonight. We know Todd Wilson is, after racing with Tate Dorsey off pit lane. Went bad for Dorsey. Remember, you can check out Death Craver now by heading on over by Zach Rogers, by heading on over to ZachRogersBooks.com. ZachRogersBooks.com, ZachRogersBooks.com, or by searching Death Craver on your search engine and pulling it up on Amazon. And that's Death Craver here on what is now your Death Craver 9 and 8 to go.
Death Craver 8 to go, I guess.
8 laps remain here from Atlanta. Tom Musa there in second in the fill-in role. Behind the wheel of the 23 once again this week for Roger Nevelsek. Todd Wilson out in front of this field, though. Mike Carroll is 3rd. Tate Dorsey has fallen all the way back to 4th, and he has lost touch with Carroll. Nothing wrong with it, Zach. Or bang for your buck.
Or bang for your big old bang buck. I should have said bang buck.
No, you shouldn't have.
You see Tom Musa trying to get to that inside line. He wants to make sure that he is taking the shortest route around this joint.
At this rate, I don't think the 23 has enough speed. He's got too much damage, Ricky.
I don't know, Joe. You gotta give him that chance. I think what he needs is for Jason Dady to kind of get closer to his back bumper. It's a little tough right now, I think, because he's just towing that 18 of Todd Wilson.
I think Dady's got damage, too. I don't know. I don't think these guys are going to catch anyone, because the 43 and 6, they're going into 1 right now, so they're a decent way ahead. I think they're going to be far enough ahead to where these guys aren't going to catch them.
Well, Tom Musa just trimmed it down by a tenth there, Joe, when you said that.
Wilson running up the track a little bit now. It's kind of allowing the 23 to gain some time. You see Dady dipping down below the line. 4 laps to go when we hit the line this time for Todd Wilson in the 18.
Wilson's been running higher up, like you said, Joe. I don't know if that's by design. I don't know if that car's getting tight for the 18. Again, 23 runs a faster lap right now, quarter of a second behind the 18. Just so close. You can see Tom Musa taking that low line again, and I think he's making it work there. Tom Musa is. We'll see if he can kind of keep that toe coming down the back straightaway here.
You don't want to get too close too quick because it's going to be hard to try to make that slingshot maneuver off of turn number 4. 3 laps to go this time at the line. The 18 car starting to push up on corner exit. Musa and the 23 able to hold a good line down on the bottom. That might be the difference here, folks, in the closing laps.
See Todd Wilson trying to hang on to it, like you said, going up the track, all the way up almost to the wall. But you can see that car just getting visibly tight. And that might help. You said Tom Musa kind of has that damage, maybe a little bit of damage, but I think Todd Wilson having some handling woes here plays into the 23's hands just a smidgen. Tom Musa trying to get back to that inside. The 18's actually starting to gap him just a little bit coming through the tri-oval with 2 laps to go. Can Tom Musa find anything to get around Todd Wilson?
2 laps to go here from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Wilson still with control of this race out in front. It has been a topsy-turvy event here tonight in the RaceGearMerch.com 400. The Race Gear Merch car of Wilson out in front, looking for a second consecutive win here at Atlanta in the Maverick Cup Series. Through turns 3 and 4 for the penultimate time, coming to the line this time for the white flag.
Todd Wilson comes through the tri-oval to take the white flag. 1 lap to go here from Atlanta. Todd Wilson's just going to make it back around one more time. 0.3 second gap on the 23 to Tom Musa. Just going to mind that gap for one more lap. Hope Tom Musa can't find anything quick here in these last few turns.
Musa trying to find something. Wilson way up the track there off of turn number 2. Almost a lackadaisical approach through the first set of corners. Now into 3 and 4 we go. Wilson with control of this race. Nice and easy off of turn number 4. The wheel steady in his hands. And Todd Wilson will win here at Atlanta. Takes home the checkered flag. He'll take home the t-shirt and the hat. Tom Musa finishes 2nd, and 3rd going to be Mike Carroll in 35.
And Joe, 10 laps ago, 15 laps ago, we did not think this race was going to end like this. Todd Wilson had a little bit of bad luck here tonight and a little bit of good luck. Balanced itself out here. 18 takes the win after losing the lead to a speeding penalty and then to a pit road penalty and then getting the lead back from someone else's pit road penalty.
And I know there's going to be the controversy with the contact there coming off a pit lane, right? There's going to be all that. But Tate Dorsey, when he missed the pit entry for that final pit stop, put himself in that position. The mistake made that drag race off of pit road a reality. At the end of the day, Wilson was on the inside coming off pit road. He takes home the victory and burns it down for the fans here at Atlanta.
Good burnout, too.
You're still not happy if you're the driver of the 6, right?
Oh, I mean, no, but also it's always frustrating when you get a pit penalty. I think Todd Wilson's a little happy, though.
I would think so.
A little bit.
Redemption after the chaotic finish to Daytona to start the year, and we'll get to talk with the driver of the 18 here in a few moments. We'll also get results on your screens at home, folks. Remember to stick around for those interviews, but before that, let's go ahead and get a word with our sponsor, AutoSim2. Have you ever wanted to manage your own racing team? Or what if you could go back in time to see if a particular season could have finished differently? Well, folks, have no fear because AutoSim2 is here. With fully customizable roster files, you can create your own world or try to recreate the past. Heck, you could even try to predict the future through AutoSim2's Sim Mode. Don't like the passive approach? Well, then get more hands-on in owner mode, where you decide who drives your cars and what companies will sponsor them. Down on your luck? Well, then scout some new talent that will get you to the top. Already super successful? Try moving up the ladder or expanding to truly solidify your racing empire. However you want to play, AutoSim2 has you covered and is now available for purchase through the Steam store for $9.99. Now go make your mark and build your legacy in AutoSim 2. And remember, folks, AutoSim 2 is now available on Steam for $9.99. Go check it out again. AutoSim 2 now available on Steam for $9.99. Let's go ahead and get results on your screens at home. There they are. Todd Wilson leads 58 laps en route to the victory tonight. Tate Dorsey leads the most at 101, but unfortunately comes up short, finishes 4th here. Tom Musa there in 2nd. Another good night for the 23 crew. And Mike Carroll rounding out your podium here. And we're going to talk with those top 3 finishers, kind of waiting for them to make their way to the media center. But Ricky, I mean, what do you say? What can you say about this race? But it was weird, it was wacky, and it had a unusual finish to it.
It's weird, wacky, wild. Woozle wuzzle.
Woozle wuzzle. How do you spell that?
W words.
How do you spell that? Woozle wuzzle.
Yes.
WOOSUWASSLE.
Yes.
Woozle wuzzle.
Yes.
Okay. And he didn't get the
My
shirt.
response to your answer.
Okay. Well, Todd Wilson going to take home the shirt here after the win. You know, the race gear merch folks will probably be happy. But you want to let's do you want to just start dragging people in here?
Just start dragging people. Why not?
Want to start with our 3rd place finisher?
Yeah, let's start going up this time.
Okay. Bring in the driver of the number 35, Mike Carroll. Mike, you got a copy?
I got you.
All right, you good to talk? You good to talk right now? I know we you weren't necessarily in the waiting room. We kind of like got the jet rocket skates on you to get you over here, but good to talk. Good to talk.
Yep, all good.
Okay, heck yeah. Well, driver the number 35 tonight. I believe. Can you tell us more about your sponsor before we get into this interview?
So my sponsor is the company's called Liquor What, and you say that with the exclamation and question mark all at once.
Mm-hmm.
And their main product is cream-filled beavers. They are a chocolate that you can order through their website, and they've got cream inside of them that is made with liquor. There's one of them has rum, and one of them uses champagne. And when you order it, it's a box of 6, and you get 3 of each flavor. And yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like a good little treat, right? I know you got a sweet tooth because you got the skills car usually, but tonight, 3rd place finish. How sweet is that to get a podium here in Atlanta?
That feels pretty good. It's been kind of a times, and I run well, but then things have been happening, sometimes of my own making, sometimes not. And so to finally get a good finish feels really nice.
What's the takeaway then from tonight? That is it just that the things that have gone wrong so far this year, they just didn't happen tonight? Is it something maybe you did different behind the wheel? Kind of what's that big takeaway?
These kinds of tracks are really played in my strong suit as a driver, and I'm really grateful to have my teammates, like Keith Hughes and Tate Dorsey, and like them just working with me and helping me in the draft, and everything just kind of clicked tonight. Made a couple mistakes. That last pit stop, I got caught speeding entering. I think I was just 1 mile an hour over or something, so I had to do a drive-through penalty. Otherwise, coming out, I think Keith and I might have had a shot at hanging with the top 2 guys there, and it didn't work out, but I'll take a top 3.
Well, podium finish tonight for you, Mike. Congratulations on that. Before we let you go, though, I want to give you the opportunity. You got a lot of great partners. You already mentioned some of them. You mentioned some of the teammates here tonight. But before we let you go, I want to give you one last opportunity to shout out all those fine folks that get you and this 35 team to the track each and every week.
Like I said, Liquor What and the Creamfield Beavers, Skittles, Spam, JL Audio, or not JL, JLab Audio. Mondays at Thunder. Love racing with them guys every Sunday and Monday night. And everyone else, just thanks for putting me on the track.
Well, Mike, again, congratulations on the podium finish. That Dodge Dart was looking extra good here tonight. Congratulations, and as always, it's a pleasure talking with you, and good luck here throughout the rest of the season.
Thank you very much. Thank you guys for broadcasting and coming out every week.
Heck yeah, Mike Carroll, driver the number 35, your third place finisher here tonight. Let's go ahead and next bring in our second place finisher. He's the driver of the number 23 Ski Machine, Tom Musa. Tom, you got a copy?
Well, I do. How you doing, guys?
I'm doing good. How are you doing? You're talking to us on a Tuesday night? I feel special.
On a Tuesday night, and then take me 30 races to talk to you guys.
What's it like getting a good run, especially knowing you're filling in for Roger after seeing the strong start he had to the year?
Well, I thought it was going to be like last week, lap 15, and I was done. I mean, they turned the motor off when I pitted. I thought it was over. But I was actually 2 laps down before the last pit stop, and I'm going, well, I'll pull a Josh Boyer and not take any tires, and it worked.
How what was there anything you could do there to get to Todd in that last little bit of a run? Ricky and I, we were talking about looked like you're closing in a little bit, but maybe it was hard. Like a lap, you'd make up a 10th, and then the next lap you'd lose a 10th. Was it just you guys were kind of even at that point? You couldn't make up the time.
Yeah, the tires are starting to go away. If 51 got a little closer, he might have pushed me. I think he actually helped me because I was down on power the whole race after the first 20 laps. If I wasn't in the draft, I had nothing. But yeah, I could get to him, but with the restrictor plate, unless you got someone pushing you, a couple of guys pushing you, you ain't going anywhere.
And you've had a couple strong runs here now at this version of the Atlanta Motor Speedway. What do you think kind of lends itself to your driving style to get you all these great finishes we've seen you have here at the new Atlanta?
I don't know. I like the new configuration. I mean, you can't go below the line of pass. I mean, in our league, we run unrestricted, so it's a little bit faster. But you have 3 grooves. With the faster car, you have 3 grooves, so you can run all 3 of them, which is cool. But, I mean, I'm not a big fan of restrictor plate racing, but it is what it is.
Well, a great run here tonight, Tom. Congratulations on the runner-up finish. Before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. A lot of great partners on this car. I know your PR guy was just handing you a cue card since this isn't the normal car for you. So I'll let you go ahead and read that off, and the floor is yours, buddy. You know what to do.
I was going to read it off the car, but the server got put down. Ski Citrus Soda and my wife for letting me run. Also TM Productions. And Roger for taking 2 weeks off, and thanks for letting me jump in here. And I'm going to be driving the 04 starting next week, so I should be here for most of the rest of the season.
Well, Tom, we love to hear it. Again, congratulations on the strong run here tonight as you get ready to step back behind the wheel of the 04. A great showing. You had some great speed last week, too. I believe you took home the pole, so I think a lot for Roger to think about now trying to step back behind the wheel of this car next week. A lot to live back up to. Again, buddy, congratulations on the second place run here tonight. And as always, can't thank you enough for your time.
Okay, thanks, guys. Thanks for broadcasting. Thanks, Ben, for running the league. Lots of fun.
Tom Musa, driver the number 23 in the 04 next week. Your second place finisher here tonight. Let's go ahead and finally bring in our race winner. He's the driver of the number 18, RaceGearMerch.com Toyota, Todd Wilson. Todd, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, long time no talk. How's it feel? Winner, chicken dinner tonight.
Well, it was a very topsy-turvy race. I'm still trying to fathom what all happened and what all went down in the race tonight. But yeah, I was not expecting to be up here tonight doing a winner's interview for sure.
I was going to say when you're running fourth and the leader's right behind you for the entire run, that probably doesn't lend itself to be up here in the booth after the race, right?
No, I mean, I thought Tate and I were running great together. I followed him for a great many laps early on in the race, and then, we were trading the lead. It seemed like every other pit stop, and with different, with varying pit strategy, and then we had it really came down to execution or lack thereof on the pit stops.
How difficult was pit road tonight, maybe compared to the traditional Atlanta?
I think it's about the same, honestly. With how difficult it is to pass on this version of Atlanta, and how long it takes to get up to speed, and you don't know if you're going to come out with someone who you can draft with and try and make up time that way. I mean, it really, really puts a tremendous burden on getting onto pit road as fast as you can, getting off of pit road as fast as you can. And so I think that we were intentionally, trying to push the envelope to see how far we could get, because every second is valuable on pit road.
Well, Todd, you're also going to take home. You're going to take home the hat for winning that all the drivers here in the Maverick Cup Series will get all season long. But you're also going to take home a special prize of a T-shirt with this number 18 car on it. How? It's a pretty good little night, right? Pretty good winnings.
Hey, I'll take it. Yeah, heck yeah. I can always use some more race merch. I can add it to my JTN stuff, right?
Hey, add it to the collection, Todd. Buddy, again, congratulations on the race win here tonight. Before we let you go, want to give you the opportunity. As always, got a lot of great partners. You are an absolute pro at the PR game, so I'll just let the master do his work. The floor is yours, buddy.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you guys at JTN for all you continue to do for the NR 2003 community. I do want to say that I went back and watched the replay on the last pit stop as we were coming off pit road, and I believe the 6 car had some difficulty on the last stop. I think maybe he missed the entrance and ended up getting a penalty. The same penalty I got, actually, the pit stop before, that even put us in the position to win the race. And anyway, I should have taken about a half a can less of fuel, and then I wouldn't even have been in that situation. But I think what happened was, as I was exiting, I was trying to take the shortest route around the corner, trying to beat him off of pit road. I did not take tires on that last stop, so I didn't really have, the grip that Ford and Mr. Feelgoods would typically provide. And I thought I had him clear as I was coming up, and the car was not really gripping the track that well. And I think we must have made some contact, because it certainly sent my car down. And so that's not, I'm not really proud of that move, but I want to acknowledge that, and send my apologies to him for that. But other than that, I thought it was a great race. This was my first time on this version of Atlanta. The developers of this track did a fantastic job. It's so realistic. I've actually been to this track since the repave, and I could not believe at how realistic it was all the way around the track. So kudos to the folks who developed the track. Thanks for everyone who tuned in tonight, including my friends and family, and everyone. And I just appreciate everyone's support.
Well, Todd, again, it's always a pleasure talking with you. I hope to see you more and more as the season goes on out there on track. Congratulations again on the win here tonight. And again, thank you so much for your time.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Todd Wilson, driver the number 18, your race winner here tonight from Atlanta. Well, Ricky, that's going to wrap up our coverage. Another successful event here with the Maverick Cup Series.
Yeah, that's right, Joe. Fun night here, exciting finish, and truly an unpredictable Atlanta Classic. It was one that we didn't expect to end the way it did, and man, it was wild from start to finish. I hope everyone at home had a good night enjoying that, because it was a lot of fun watching that up here in the booth.
Yeah, I don't think any of us had the Todd Wilson at the 5-8 or 5/8 at the 7/8 mark, winning the race here tonight, but does a fantastic job, gets the victory, capitalizes on the mistakes by the 6 team, and then obviously talked about it a little bit there, the incident they had coming off pit lane, but nonetheless, a wild, wacky, woozle-wazzle race, as Ricky has coined the phrase here tonight from Atlanta. And remember, if you want to check out more Maverick Cup Series action, we got a back catalog of races from this year. You can watch the first 5 right here on JTN. You can watch all last year on JTN, and make sure you tune in next week at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time right here on Tuesday night as we head to Rockingham for Throwback Week. Going to be a good one in 1 week's time. Remember to follow us on our social media at JoeTowNetwork on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. We got all of our partners down in the video description below as well, with links to their platforms as well as ours. You can also, if you want to get in on the Maverick Cup Series action, we got their Facebook group linked in the video description or live stream description, whatever, down below. Again, though, folks, with all that being said, we cannot thank you enough for your time here this evening. For all of us here at JTN, for our Bristol, our producer, for Ricky Klett, I've been Joe Towanski. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks. Yeah, and they're going to be 3 wide coming to the checkered. Never mind, they're going to be... Oh! Turn 4 into the triangle. Whitehill and through the grass. It's going to be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
Off the line and a wreckage behind him. Good cars flying everywhere. Cars upside down. It doesn't matter. Noah Joyce has done it. He's won at Daytona in the 3 car.
Behind, they're going to be side by side again. Contact there between Sinner and Bordeaux for third.
Contact! Oakley into the wall. That's going to be Jack Healy coming to the line.
Jack Healy with the ride to